So the most significant is the lodestone totem 1 to 3. Now you can't even play anything else beside your lodestone totem. Hi guys, welcome to Let's Play Analysis, where we believe in the heart of the cards but rely on skill to win the game. I'm Bob, aka Ninetangel, and today I'm gonna take a look at the newest patch that is coming up on July 16th for Monster Train. So right now I'm in the public text server. As you can see down here, it's in beta down here, and the build is 9640. So in this video we're going to take a look at all of the changes that is going to happen. For a lot of things I'm going to skip past, but I will try to show as much as possible. Yesterday's developer stream I've showed quite a bit, so I don't want to show like repeated things, right? Okay, so first to note is that there will be more Mutators added. So if you can see here, there are so many Mutators. I will just show you this guy. You start with Dante's the Deceptive and 3 Dante's Candle. Dante's Comedy, you start off with the game with that. That is pretty cool. So all of the old Mutators are still in the game. There's this minor bosses enter with Stealth 5. That is really tricky to do. Anything else? All cards have 1 additional upgrade slots, and also there's this cards in reward packs, and unit banners come with a random upgrade. Oh, and the Train Steward one is pretty funny. Start with 2 additional Train Stewards and Advanced Prototype, and they buffed Advanced Prototype to give Train Stewards +5/+5. So still damage shield 2 and multi-strike 1. That's how it used to be. There's start the game with Sketches of Salvation. Your champion is randomly replaced by one that is not from your primary or allied clan. So a bunch of Mutators to choose from, and this will obviously impact the daily challenges that I did cover, cover the benefits and the disadvantages of the daily challenges. So they added a sort of a boon value. I'm not quite sure what that value is. So I think it's more like the RNG. They changed the RNG of the how frequent the good Mutators will show up in the daily challenges. That's how I interpret it. So because obviously daily RNG values are not really random, they're computer generated, so it's not really random and they can be changed. So they apparently are changing that so that the benefits, the good Mutators, are gonna appear less frequently than the bad Mutators. Well, we'll see how that affects the daily challenges when we actually get to July 16th and experience the daily challenges on the live servers. But for now, I'm just gonna take a look at these things. So another thing here is that the expert challenges, so for after you get to Covenant rank 25, you unlock these expert challenges. So these expert challenges, they're all played at Covenant rank 25. So you played Covenant rank 25 with all these Mutators added into it. So for example here, add 12 additional random cards to your starting deck. Merchants provide a card duplication service. So that's okay. It seems pretty nice. And also over here, down here, this one I find pretty funny too. Start with Dante's Deceptive and 3 Dante's Candles, and you remove the champion from your starting deck. So you have Dante as your champion. It's pretty fun to build around. And I think this is pretty gonna be a lot of different strategies, different decks that can come from this true champion, this challenge here. As you can see, there are a lot more challenges to play after you unlock the Covenant rank 25. So I will be doing that when the patch comes out. But for now, let's take a look at the other stuff. So previously, you have to click the single player and then click the logbook. But now there is just a logbook option. You don't need to find the logbook. You can just click this button. And they added the mastery card frames. Choose a frame to apply to mastered cards. You can master the cards in your deck by winning a standard run with the Covenant enabled. So this is that. You can unlock these things, play 3 daily challenges in a row, win Hell Rush 5 times, standard run at Covenant rank 25, complete all expert challenges. That's all of the card borders, card frames that you can unlock. Stats. Nope. I think that's it. Oh yeah, oh okay. I see that you do get to track how many expert challenges that you've completed. And so if you go to here, it's loading, but this is, I guess they want people to play community challenges. They want people to experiment new things. You can compete with different people. I guess make a good run. I don't know. Maybe your run gets featured on this page, and other people can play your run and compete sort of not at the same time, unlike Hell Rush, but at different times. It's somewhat like the daily challenge, but it's not really like the daily challenge because all these runs are created by individuals, not the developer. Now that brings us to the patch notes. So I will just go over this really quickly. 35 new Mutators. You can add Mutators to standard runs. So you can see here, you can add Mutators. But if you do add the Mutators, then they don't count for clan experience, card mastery, Covenant rank unlocks, or progression tracking. This is just for funsies. It's not for anything because it's single player, and if you add, for example, positive Mutators, you can make the run really easy. So there's really no challenge to the game if you can just have 3 really OP Mutators. That's that, and now let's see what else. Expert challenges, we looked at that. Unlockable card mastery frame, community challenges, yep, those are new stuff. Now for the balancing. Advanced prototype now adds 5 attack and 5 health, yep. Automatic rail spikes, damage increased to 5x to 10x. That'll make it picked more rather than the spike driver, the spike driver colony. Because right now, everyone picks the colony. No one picks this rail spikes. Gift of gratitude, coin increased. Okay. I thought this was not too bad. I sometimes pick gift of gratitude than the theft. I forget what's it called. I think it's called something like the theft. Increase status effect, stack maximum from 999 to 9000. Okay. Yeah, context of frostbite. Yeah, it's only frostbite to like 999. Others, theoretically you can, but it's not really possible. Iron drop cage now triggers even if the unit can't move. Right. Okay. Oh, I didn't know that it didn't trigger before. Now trigger on flying bosses before the... okay. Oh, well, I guess that changes. Not that significant. Stacks reduce 32. Much easier to trigger. Yeah, yep. They balanced the 3 to 2. Most Blessed Sword, the damage increased 10x to 30x. 30x? Oh, well, yeah, I guess that is good. What about the... oh, the Holy Shield damage increase... What? Why is this nerfed? Only shield damage shield stacks reduced from 3x to 2x? Why? No one picks the shield. Why are they nerfing it even more? I'm not sure. If an affected unit takes... This is a new keyword, fragile. If an affected unit takes any damage to their health, they die. So this only appears in the Mutators. They don't have any new units or new enemies that has this keyword. It's good to have. Revenge triggers now also happen when a unit takes lethal damage and dies. Oh yeah, I was kind of surprised that if your unit dies, the revenge doesn't trigger. That was kind of weird for this mechanic to work like that. Now it's changed like this. I think it's much better. Volatile gauge random ember cost from 0 to 3 to 0 to 4. Volatile gauge has the highest win rate, 0 to 4. That is bad. That is just bad. Winged Steel card draw reduced 2 to 1. Winged Steel. But come on. It wasn't that OP, was it? Oh well. Okay, Alpha Fiend buffed. Nice. Deranged Brute buffed. Hornburger Prince Wrathful Pass buffed. One Horse Tomb Ember cost increased 5 to 6. I guess One Horse Tomb was OP? It was not OP. Okay, sure, I guess. Welder Helper armor gain increased. Visual battle increased. I mean, this is nice. This is nice. This One Horse Tomb change is kind of significant because now you can't upgrade your One Horse Tomb with the lower cost twice. If you lower the cost twice, it's now 4 costs, and you have to take at least one Ember boss artifact, Fel's Remorse, or you have some other way to gain Ember. This is a really significant change because the breakpoint is really different now. Awake region decrease, that is fine. Husk Hermit, attack increase 3 to 5, Husk Hermit buffed, okay. Power Girl redesigned. Now it causes you to draw 2 fewer cards next turn and gain +1 Ember per turn. What? That is pretty good. So you draw 2 fewer for in order to gain 1 Ember for the rest of the battle. That is actually pretty good. So you sacrifice only your next turn to benefit every other turn. Razor Sharp Edge got buffed? What? Why? It's not weak. Razor Sharp Edge was pretty strong. Shatter Shell attack increased? What? Oh my god. How? Shatter Shell is like the go-to for when you're playing with Awoken. Shatter Shell is the go-to for sweep. Okay. Sentient Explosive pass damage increased? What? Okay, I guess Sentient was a little bit weak at the early stages. I mean, sure. One Mother's health increased. That is expected. Wilting Sapwood attack increased. This is a really small buff. Now, the big thing is the Stygian nerfs. Almost every single of these is a nerf. Gifts for a guard. Cost increase 2 to 3. I don't even know why that is the case, but I guess this card is OP. It's too good. I'm not sure. Glacial Seal increased from 1 to 2. Amethyst Sap decreased 3 to 2. Hoarfrost Effigy cost increased 2 to 3. Lowstone Totem increased 1 to 3. Nameless Siren Rage gain increased. So this is a buff. Siren of the Sea attack. This is a buff too. Stygian Spike Frostbite from 1x to 5x. Titan's Gratitude damage increased from 25 to 30. So the most significant is the Lowstone Totem 1 to 3. Now you can't even play anything else beside your lodestone totem if you don't take at least a Fel's Remorse. I don't understand why this change is so big. This change is huge. Glacial Seal is also really big. I mean, most of the time you don't even take Glacial Seal. And also Guardian Amulet as well. Most of the time you don't take it. Hoarfrost's Effigy, I mean, really? I guess it was because people lowered the cost of it to 1 and then holdover for a 1 cost holdover, and then you can keep on killing the boss that way. But that really requires you to have Frostbite, and a lot of Frostbite. I mean, sure. I just don't know about the lodestone totem change from 1 to 3. I mean, it's a good strategy to have lodestone totems and multiple lodestone totems. Now this changes is just too much, I think. Anyways, Umbra gameplay change. Atombra Assault health increased. Okay. Crucible Warden increased, right? Yeah, Crucible Warden was really fragile before. So Ember Forge capacity reduced from 4 to 3, that is really helpful. Furnace Tab, yeah, you don't need to use Furnace Tab for the Rage anyways. Magnum Morsel attack increased, that is okay. Okay, Morsel Maker attack increased, and health increased, that is pretty good. Morsels that get eaten no longer count as deaths for harvest or other mechanics. Oh my god, really? What? So you can't do a Umbra Melting Remnant and take the harvest on the Rector Flicker. So the Rector Flicker can't even eat morsels to gain health. I don't know why they did this. Is it OP? I guess it was OP before. I haven't particularly tried this. Penumbra's Glutton Pass gains slightly more attack and health at level 2 and 3. Okay. Pearls of Production buffed? Why? Okay, sure. Good that they buffed it. Shadow Eater Gorge damage and health both increased 5 to 10. Damage and health. What? You mean the healing increased from 5 to 10? Shadow Siege capacity increased 5 to 6. I guess Shadow Siege was kind of too good. But if it's 5 to 6 now, you have to have a the capacity Light of Seraph. You need a Light of Seraph in order to actually play as Shadow Siege. Or otherwise, if you're lucky, you can get the event that reduces your Shadow Siege to 1 capacity. Now you can't even play it. I mean, okay, sure. Teeth of Gold damage to back unit increased 2 to 3. Whatever. Void Binding Ember cost increased 0 to 1. Oh wow. Void Binding got nerfed as well. That is a really big change. Now you just can't do an Ember Drain deck because of this change. You can't keep on stacking damage shield using Void Binding. Okay, Melting Remnant. Big Sludge Rage, right? Bounty Stalker attack gain. What? I mean, sure. Devourers of Death subtype is now Wickless instead of Tomb. Devourer of Death. Oh, okay, right. Dripfall Ember cost reduced 2 to 1 and now applies dazed 1. Okay, they buffed Dripfall. Pretty good. Engulfed in Smoke got nerfed. Entomb Explosive got buffed. Melting Spout adds Burnout 1 to Tombs. Yeah, Melting Spout. That was kind of weird to have your Tomb units gaining health. Molten Encasement Stealth on Death increased 1 to 2. Pretty good buff here. Perfect Enforcer Rage increased. Yeah, that is good. Rector Flicker Accumulator buffed to add attack at each level, starting with +1 at level 1. Oh, Okay, so they buffed Rector Flicker's Accumulator, and they nerfed Burn Bright. Okay, so what Rector Flicker's Dark Calling Pass now reforms 2 units per turn at all levels, and adds bonus attack at levels 2 and 3. So Burn Bright is nerfed, Accumulator is buffed. Accumulator is still really niche case that you would pick that, similar with Dark Calling. But if it adds bonus attack now, maybe this is pretty good. And now I think with Dark Calling you aren't gonna get more souls from the consumed deck. No longer count as deaths for harvest or other mechanics, right? So you can't bring them back. If I'm interpreting this correctly, you can't bring them back with Rector Flicker's Dark Calling. So that is pretty good. So you can actually take Dark Calling when you're playing Melting Remnant and Umbra. Remnant host Ember cost decreased. Oh, wow, 0 cost. Okay. Tomb units now all have 1 health. Oh, and Water Reverie, yeah. I was like, why is Water Reverie 1 cost? And it's basically Water Reverie is a net neutral draw. He draws 1 card, he goes back on top of the deck, and you have to draw him back from the deck again. So essentially you drew the same amount of cards, the same amount of new cards, and you just spend an extra mana and an extra Ember because you played Water Reverie. Now he's 0 cost, that is pretty good. Votive Key now applies endless to the first unit summon each turn. Okay, so they changed Votive Key. Wickless Baron attack gain increased 1 to 3, that is pretty good. And Wickless Tycoon is buffed too. Alright, and a bunch of bug fixes. So who got the good buffs here? The good buffs, Melting Remnant got the really good buffs. Umbra got really good buffs, except for maybe the Void Binding deck, the Shadow Siege deck. I think everything else is pretty good. The Stygian got the hit the hardest. Titan's Gratitude, Stygian Spike, Sirens of Sea, Nameless Siren. These 4 cards are, how would I say this, less impactful in the whole Stygian clan. All the like Lowstone Totem, or Frost Effigy, Glacial Seal, these are more of the key cards, the more impactful cards in Stygians, and they got nerfed. So that'll change the whole playstyle of Stygian, I think. And I guess more mechanics, more strategies will be unlocked when we actually experiment with these cards. I mean, Hellhorned is okay. One Horse Tomb is rare, so it's not that common that you would get it. And now you have less incentive to pick up the One Horse Tomb. And Awoken gameplay changes. Awoken is like the nerfs, the 2 nerfs here are really small. A Huskemid buff, these are all buffs. Only 2 nerfs for Awoken. Awoken is actually getting really strong as well. So yeah, that's for the patch notes. Well, new strategies will be developed, and now that Stygian is no longer OP, I will try to make more videos on other clans. Who knows? But I still need the other 3 combinations for Stygian. But maybe I will just get them this patch. Right now, before the patch hits, I will just get as many rank 25s as possible before the patch hits. So yeah, that's the whole patch there. A lot of new mutators being added, a lot of new changes being added as well. I really enjoyed that they are adding this new expert challenges after Covenant rank 25, because I believe that there are many people who have completed every single combination at Covenant rank 25 and are looking for new things to play for the game, and this is a really good thing that they've added this. So that's it for this patch, and that's it from me here. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you found that informative, please consider subscribing to my channel, and feel free to let me know what do you think about this patch. So again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will hopefully see you in my next Monster Train run. Bye for now.